All right, guys, I'm excited to finally share my Bronco build.
Yeah, we make them all believe.
I've been waiting to do this literally almost for a year now. I've owned this for 15, 16 months, but I was waiting for the cherry on top, which is the Armadillo hardtop. Let's get into this. Guys, before we get this video started, I just had to let you know almost this entire video was shot on the DJI Pocket 3. I am so impressed with the way it looked, and I color graded all with my Pocket 3 Roadrunner film emulation LUT. So I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check it out. Some of you guys might be confused and like, why is he talking? You just want to talk about blah, 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 blah. This is literally like a tool for us. A tool for a tool. Go ahead. I have been trying to build this thing out to just allow me to go on trips, even if it's just in the backwoods near home over here. Everything that I've put onto this and attached to this is made to help us film, from magnetic mounts to this. You'll see all the Molle stuff in here, like everything. I'm gonna start off with something a little bit cosmetic, but also very nice to have. That is the Katzkin leather seats. Don't get me wrong, the stock seats were pretty cool, but these are way cooler. So shout out to Katzkin for hooking me up with these. I went with the tan leather. I love a good, real, authentic tan leather with the orange stitching right here. You can see the inserts right here are all suede and super high quality. The really cool part about these, there's cooling and heating. So a click right here, and all of a sudden you got air just coming up and blasting through there. When you're out filming and it's 100 degrees and you're trying to get work done, we will come in here, turn on the cooling seats, and just like, you know, let our butt cracks dry off. That's the truth to it, okay? And these just aren't seat covers, guys. These are full on, like proper, like almost straight from the factory type seats here. So they go around perfectly. And guys, the most badass part about this, they did my custom logo right on the headrest. How sick is that? Let's go into the Molle on the inside of here. We have a Molle rack from Deviate. We'll get into the inserts on the ceiling up over here. This thing is amazing. Obviously, we have like our simple sunglass holder. I have my hat holder. I know some of you guys think a cowboy hat is purely for fashion. No, again, we film out in the desert a lot, and literally anytime I bring someone on a shoot, they're like, okay, I might need a cowboy hat too. So it's literally just on here by a couple of bungee cords, and it holds it up. On the other side over there, we have some other bits in there. I have a little Molle bag in here for a flashlight. So you never know when you're gonna need a flashlight for your anamorphic flare test. I'm kidding, it's more than just that. On top of there too, we have the Condor Blue multi-tool. This multi-tool, there's a fat magnet right here, so you can actually put it just like that. But when we're off-roading, it always falls off. So I just put it on the top over there, and you can see all the tools that you need. We've even used this to like fix parts on the Bronco. This part up here, sometimes we'll put cameras up here or just random objects. If we're off on a road trip, we'll put hats and beanies and sweaters, and this just keeps it held down. And these Molle bags in here, let me jump in here. Right here, I just have lens wipes. Obviously, we always need lens wipes, even for like my prescriptions and everything. On this top part here, we have some iPhone magnetic accessories, and you can see quarter 20s go into there, more magnetic parts. And I usually have a bunch of magic arms in there, but we're using a bunch of them right now to film another video. A camera store when I lived in Austin gave me this, and it's just a really cool lens cloth, and I have not been able to find another one. All of our cables. We also have our radios that I'll show you later. Last little thing I'll touch on back here, there is a Peak Design anchor point. So sometimes I'll even put cameras up here just so to have easy access. I have even more ideas, and I'm trying to figure out ways to, you know, magnetically mount or like quick clamp cameras for when we're on trips. So we can just keep them out of the way. Like imagine being able to have like we're shooting on the Nikon Z6 III today for some random stuff with the telephoto on it. Imagine if we were able just to clamp that up here and it could stay out of the way. And when we're off-roading, it's not getting tossed around everywhere. So still trying to figure out ways to get to that. So once again, we have another Deviate accessory here. This is their Molle panel that goes in the center console. I actually use this a lot for my phone. You can see I have these adapters in here into a quarter 20. So there's been times that we've attached like monitors on there. Say if this is the camera car that we're using, we can put our wireless monitor on here. But majority of the time, I just use this as my phone mount with the MagSafe. The Ford Bronco is very unique because it comes with a quarter 20 mount, a single one usually, so you can mount your GoPro. Like it's kind of genius Ford did that. I went and I bought this added accessory that gives you 3 mounts. So sometimes, again, action cameras, the Pocket 3, we put little, sometimes I'll put my phone on here if I'm wirelessly monitoring for like anamorphic purposes, or if the Pocket 3 is on the outside over there and I need to control it. So many different things. Again, all right, guys, real quick on the light bar, then we'll get back into how I'm utilizing it for some filmmaking stuff. This is the Diode Dynamics light bar. This thing is extremely bright. You can see I do the amber. As a filmmaker photographer, I'm very pretentious when it comes to color balance. Anytime I've used like off-road LED lights and they're like that stark blue, it kills my brain and my eyeballs. Maybe there's something wrong with me, I don't know. In the middle of the night and it's snowing, or you're in the desert and there's dust blowing around, that stark blue light kills my eyes and it just makes it really difficult for me to see anything. So I went with the amber tints myself. I believe that the center points push light out into the distance, and the ones on top and bottom, I believe, do more of like a flood type light. In the front over here, some of you guys might be confused on why I'm showing this. This is a front winch mount. The reason I put this on here was so when we do a camera, when we're using this as like the camera car, we could put our giant stabilizer arms directly onto here and then do speed rails back onto the hood over there. So this one little mounting point makes this way easier to rig for any roller type stuff, especially when we're off-road. Before we get into more of the juicy stuff, obviously we have another Molle rack right here. It's funny because when we go on photo shoots and everybody has their trucks and cars out, people start gravitating to my area over here just because there's so much freaking shelf space. So people start bringing all their cameras over to build them out and change their film out, whatever they got to do. One annoying thing is, we would be on road trips and you would hear this jumping around a lot, and it's because these like to come up and it starts rattling. So these little baby pins here pretty much locks them in and there's no more rattling now. Last little bits to go over here before we start going over the hardtop. This is Armadillo's little rear Molle rack back here as well. Again, they make this top as well. There's been multiple times that we went on road trips in this Bronco for jobs, and there wasn't any way to store anything in here. We just start piling stuff and it would start falling out. Having a rear rack system just makes life so much easier, because you can see we have our gimbal up here, we have our Tilta Hydra mini arm. We just start throwing all of our, this is more for like clothes and accessories and little tidbits like this, and then the big items can go down here as well. Another reason people keep coming on my freaking Bronco and taking all the space over, and I can't build out my own system because everybody else is using it. Jericho's laughing in the background because he knows. This, I think this is ready for a good 300 pounds. So obviously you can sit back here. I like to put Sedona up here a lot. She likes sitting up here. But obviously this, once again, comes in super handy when it comes out to building any gear or just setting up stuff or getting your bag out. I put all this together to make my life easier on all these trips. So for some people, they might think it's excessive. On the trips that we go to, all of this has come super handy. So everybody has your own use case. Again, if you're in the city and you have a Bronco, you might not need all of this. But if you're someone that's going on road trips and on adventures and going out to locations out in the middle of nowhere, all of this stuff has like time for time over and over and over again has come in handy. Guys, here's the new amazing fun part. Look at that. Shout out to Armadillo Designs. This is going to be super fun. Obviously there's Molle panels in here, so I'm gonna get new Molle pouches to put inside of this. From there, I don't know what I'm gonna, obviously on this side, we have all of our recovery stuff. We have jumper cables, a recovery strap. I have a tire inflator, a battery jumper box, some spare rags over here. I might even store some tools over here as well and reorganize it a little bit. And then you can also see, obviously, you are able to lock those down. But let me show you the other side to see how it looks emptied. Originally, when I loaded that side out with recovery points, I was like, oh, it's gonna cover my blind spot. So let me put it on that side. I forgot there's no windows here. So I might actually move all that stuff over here. So, if I need to get out and get something to film with, I can just get it on that side. Sorry guys for another interruption, but while I'm editing this video, I'm using my custom music that Audiio.com made me. So if you're digging that like neo-noir, Western, gritty type sounding music, Audiio.com made me that. So I'll put a link down in the description and some discount codes. Use my code, click the link, check it out. Again, if you're into this whole Western vibe and, cinematic Western world building, you're going to love the songs. There's 3 of them. It's insane that Audiio made me these tracks. Anyways, again, all the information will be down in the description if you want to check it out. We have a full-on shelf right here. So you could put a 12-pack of whatever beverage of your taking. But yeah, I'm probably gonna put more Molle bags up here. Let's go over this hardtop. This is the Armadillo Designs fastback, all aluminum hardtop. Again, guys, this whole video took this long because I was waiting for those guys. So shout out to the Diddle team for finally getting it out to me. And thanks for hooking it up, guys. Like, this is going to make it into a lot of videos. And I think they know that because it looks insane. Also, look at Sedona. She looks like she's just, you know, the king of the IE with her limb. We've been on multiple road trips through the desert, through the mountains, through all the way to Montana, like all over the place. The soft top on this was headache inducing. It was just miserable. There was times where we were trying to have conversations and plan shoots out, and we just had to stop talking because it was just too freaking loud. This thing, when I first put it on, I went on the highway to test it out. Like my brain tripped up because it was like my voice is so loud in my own head. That's how much it's helped. All right, guys, this is with the soft top on right now. I'm driving 69 miles per hour. And you can hear. Again, you can imagine on road trips, it's exhausting. All right, guys, this is crazy. Hardtop is officially on. We're going 69 miles per hour again. Hey. And it's weird because I can actually hear myself talk. And I don't have to yell. Like, you guys can see the huge smile on my face because that soft top, that was rough. So you guys can see we have all these clamps here. So I'm not going to take them off right now because we have to go film. But yes, all of these roof panels do come off. So we can still get that whole convertible vibe going on over here that we did with the soft top. And it looks like we have wood paneling up here. It is not wood paneling. This is like some really thick styrofoam. This is what's helping with the sound deadening so much. And then you can see, obviously, we have my giant custom Roadrunner logo up there. Like, I know I'm so obnoxious, but I can't help it. I think the most exciting thing about this hardtop here, we're going to test it out. Could be wrong. This hardtop is supposed to be rated strong enough to where you could stand on it. There you go. I'm standing on the actual panels that you're able to take off. Is this useful? I don't know. I know there's been plenty of times in my life where I want to get on top of my vehicle to get photos. So now I could confidently do it and not have to be worried about it. I mean, there has been a lot of times where even the soft top, we want to do things. It's like, you can't stand on a freaking soft top. Obviously, all you creators know there's times where you need to get on a damn thing. So yeah, super exciting. We'll see how the rest of this build goes. I'm probably going to get some like extra lights added on. I'm probably going to do maybe a roof rack, maybe a whole camping setup. I don't know. Again, this is like an adult Lego. The Bronco's just insane. You could build it out, make it look however you want. The last things we need to go over are the rest of the little cosmetic, but also useful things. Where's that step? There it is. I'm only 6'5", guys. Also, I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check this thing out. I've had this one for like 6 years. Even when I had my Bronco Sport and my Jeep, this thing, I'll show you how this works real quick, actually. So this will work pretty much on any vehicle. It literally just goes into there. There's rubber on there and that's it. So it just lets you get onto your ceiling. Last things we have to go over. Obviously, yes, there is a wrap on this. I bought this one used. I got a pretty good deal on it. And at the time, it was hard to even get a new one. And so I had to take what I could get. And sadly, it was yellow. All right, guys, so I brought the Bronco used. I didn't have a choice on color. Yellow definitely would be my last color. But you guys know I love to wrap my cameras in skins. Well, same thing will apply to my Bronco over here. So I think initially people just think of getting a car wrap, you know, for aesthetic, which is a huge reason. Obviously, again, I don't like the yellow. So we went this tan here. Kevin's been helping me like crazy pick colors, and we have some unique designs coming up. Aside from just like, you know, aesthetic reasons, there's a lot of protection. You know, even if you're off-roading and you get a bush that scrapes the paint, like having a bunch of paint damage is going to look really bad if you ever go to resell this. Personally, I don't plan on ever reselling this unless, I don't know, Ford ever wants to sponsor me and give me the 6-cylinder one, then maybe. But otherwise than that, I plan on keeping this forever. And so I just rather my paint be protected. And, you know, with Sedona, off-roading, camera gear, I've had camera assistants break, you know, tons of parts on my cars before and scratch my paint up and everything. So, but we'll get Kevin's opinion here soon on what he thinks about, because obviously he's a professional. He does this for his life. So we'll see what he says. What's so useful about a wrap?
Oh, where to begin with wraps? I mean, First of all, we got rid of that ugly yellow color, right? We customized this thing with a special, unique color from KPMF. Shout out to them for the Stealth Tundra. It's really nice to install. Very good material. So this is a one way to protect the original paint underneath. This is going to last up to 5 years. It's going to give it the cool look that it deserves. So the ceramic coating is going to also repel even more dirt, mud, water, rain, bird droppings, tree sap, anything like that that's going to really affect the vinyl wrap. Because at the end of the day, it is a material that does get to be beat up, making sure it's lasts long and does its job.
I don't mind if you give the design away or if you sell anything like that. If any other Bronco owner wants something like that, where can they find you and whatever you're thinking?
We're open to any suggestions, any opinions that you have. We're here to help. EV Auto Works, Northridge, California. I'm Kevin. I'm the owner, the operator, the installer, the certified.
Also, guys, go tell Kevin that he should be doing a bunch of content. He needs to be, doing the ASMR and all the YouTube stuff and all that. From there, let's talk about wheels and tires real quick. Shout out to Raceline. They did hook it up with these wheels, and I absolutely love them. It's kind of hard to find wheels with the raw machine finish. They're the closest finish you can usually get to this is like a chrome finish, which is a little bit too bright. The raw machined look, I think, looks a little bit more natural. They're 17-inch wheels. The only issue I've had with them is for some reason, dogs like to pee inside of this rim. There's been 2 dogs that have done it. I don't know why they keep doing that, but it's an issue. Forever, my lifelong go-to, the BF Goodrich KO2s. I've tried some other tires from another brand when I had the Bronco Sport, and I absolutely hated them. And dirt and everything, they were horrible. The KO2s, I've never had an issue with these. Now there's the KO3s. They're kind of hard to get your hands on, but they're supposed to do better in water, I believe. So as soon as these wear out, I'm going to hunt down some KO3s. And I do the white wall on the outside. You can see they're pretty much fading. I love the classic like 90s white wall. You can see the back tire back there still has a white wall on them. I absolutely love that look. I do believe I put a 4-inch spacer lift on this because this is the Badlands. So the Badlands comes with the stock 1-inch lift and upgraded suspension, chasing down the sun, and we're off-roading off some crazy stuff. And I'm going like 60 miles per hour. And yeah, again, having a capable vehicle that can handle that is wild. There's multiple times where whoever my passenger is, we kind of look at each other like, this feels way too smooth. Like this is soaking up too much. It's kind of an odd feeling to go fast off-road in this thing. Then we have these side steps. Once again, shout out to Deviate for sending these out to me. I absolutely love these ones. It's kind of hard to find a subtle side step that just isn't like, bam, look at me, and also sits up really high. Because again, I don't want it sitting as low as possible because we only have 35-inch tires on here. I know a lot of people are doing 37s and 40s. This is the 4-cylinder. I'm already getting like freaking 14 mpg. I couldn't imagine how low the mpg would be if you do bigger tires. For me, I think 35s on a vehicle like this are the most realistic tire size. But yeah, these side steps really help. When Sedona has all 4 legs, she's able to use them as well. You can see there's these really hardcore knobby little pieces out here. So even when we're in snow, it bites onto the boot really well and it never slips. How's that?